gotta, you know, we had to do it to him. Oh, look at this production quality. Extremely lean.
What do you do when you find yourself staring into a space? Empty.
Tusk would hate that. I have so many dreams where I'm standing in a hallway like this and then Leatherface charges me. I've legit had like hundreds of dreams like that since I was 14.
Yet terrifying. It's a phenomenon that's gained widespread attention in the past couple years due to the nature of our ever-evolving world. Things are changing, closing, being forgotten, and in their wake are derelict spaces that evoke a nostalgic comfort, yet our brains seem to...
Yes, I did, right, Rock? I was trying. That's the reason why I don't have eyeliner on yet. I will put it on in a little bit, though.
To strangely reject them. We feel like we've been there. We associate memories with images that we've never before seen, and for some reason, we become stuck in this trance of eerie fascination. This sensation is caused by liminality, a term deriving from the word liminal, meaning something that's occupying a position at, or on both sides of, a boundary or threshold, something that is within transition. With widespread interest catalyzed by subreddits, forums, and social media, the internet has served as a vehicle for sharing pictures of liminal spaces with others. This has effectively paved the path for various forms of media and online storytelling to capitalize on it, resulting in a myriad of personal stories, creepypastas, and indie games to play on the uncanniness that comes with them. Contrary to this relatively recent rise in online popularity though, liminal spaces are nothing new. In fact, the concept of liminality has always existed among us. We've just never really noticed it.
Computer games.
What is it about source maps that unnerve us? Is it the feeling of loneliness? The emptiness that comes with the very purpose of a landscape? Or is it perhaps the fact that we can hear the sounds of other humans carrying out their lives in the distance, yet in our eyes, we're the only ones here? It's a funny feeling that a feeling of confused anticipation as we await people that will never come. Contrary to the evidence around us, buildings,
by the way,
furniture within a cozy apartment.
By the way, where's the curvature?
Around us.
Flat Earth confirmed. Flat Earth confirmed. Where's the curvature? I can't see it. You can't see it. Get real.
Buildings, furniture within a cozy apartment, beer in the fridge. Nobody ever will. Throughout the late 90s and into the 2000s, video games were playing on the trope of liminal spaces without even knowing it. Garry's Mod and Silent Hill are two that come to mind immediately, and while Gmod was more of an accidental case, Silent Hill was a bit more on the nose. Everything about it is interwoven with the very fabric of what makes liminal spaces so creepy to us. Isolation is always the forefront, with the player being left to explore a town that is years past its time. Hospitals, foggy streets, a theme park, a subway system, and even an apartment that you're unable to leave. Every single game is stuck in a bizarre state of transition. Nothing is bustling and alive anymore.
True.
But you sure
Never
as
thought
hell
about this
aren't
before,
in
but
this
true.
place alone. No Players Online is a 2019 indie horror game that takes this notion and cranks it up to 10. Everything about it is liminal. We expect the game to be littered with other players. We have the overwhelming sentiment that the space we're currently exploring was, at one time, the home to thousands of multiplayer matches. Yet, we're alone. No players are online, but us. And I think this is where most of the lingering dread of a liminal space stems from. The anticipation, the expectation that someone else should be around, as is life. Yet there isn't. It's the foundational rejection of loneliness that's hardwired into our brains. And when this loneliness is portrayed through art and even photos of reality, that is where the uncanniness sets in. You know,
That's very true. Another thing that gets me is like towns that have been wiped by tornadoes. Like there's this movie from the 90s. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Gummo, which is about a town that was destroyed by a tornado called Xenia, Ohio. And some of the footage that they show of like the devastated town with nobody living in it is exactly what he's describing there. It's pretty fucked up.
autophobia is something inexplicably and terrifyingly unique.
Looking like
And you
007.
never
What's
really
up,
know
freak?
it until you're in it. At school after hours. At a hotel pool when no one's around. The very last one in a shopping mall. There are so many cases for situations like this, and the beauty of the internet is that we're able to share pictures and stories of spaces that terrify us. Together. Whether it's through gaming or reality, liminal spaces and their play on our natural fear of loneliness are terrifying, and regardless if we ever figure out why they're so eerie, of loneliness are terrifying, and
Fuck that. I've had so many dreams where I'm just standing there in a place like this, surrounded by light, but nothing but darkness all around, and then I hear a chainsaw rev up and Leatherface starts running after me, dude. I've had those happen since I was like 14.
regardless if we ever figure out why they're so eerie, it's irrefutable that they'll always persist in the dark depths of the internet. There's something of a reminder, a memento, a lens into a world that is and will always be nothing but a burning, fading, and ever so distant memory. It's late at night. You're cozied up in your room watching creepy YouTube videos. There are seemingly endless, but there is one channel that I'd like to highlight tonight. It's called Florescita Dreams, and at first glance of their channel, we can notice the absurdity with their thumbnails. Their content is just as cryptic and heavily resembles various ARGs that we've encountered in videos past. It's in Spanish, but that doesn't discount how strange it is. At the end of the day, though, you might be wondering, why are we talking about this tonight? In the midst of scouring for topics to cover, I was sent an email by a person.
Whoa, whoa,
in the
whoa.
midst of-
What? Somebody has a YouTube channel called Baphomet Kun. Hello? The hermaphrodite demon fucking thing?
Scouring for topics to cover, I was sent an email by a person named Joshua. A link to this channel and their explanation of it states the following. After Spanish cartoons broadcasted in Mexico, there used to be a PSA showing missing people with their pictures and info on their last known whereabouts. One girl that showed up consistently was named Celine Delgado, and her only picture was of very poor quality, eerie, and her features were very vague. The actual videos in Spanish,
Not me,
but
freak.
from
I'm
what I
horrible at it.
understand, they suggest that she doesn't actually exist and was artificially made specifically to appear unsettling so people would better remember the broadcast. Interesting. The video in question was uploaded on September 2nd of this year and is titled Cinética del Patron.
Hey, that guy, this sketch on the bottom right, this is from another video I saw about apparently there's like millions of people around the world who see this guy in their dreams or have seen this guy before. But nobody can recall where, and it's always in their dreams. So maybe they're trying to play on that.
Celine Delgado. Let's have a look.
Evento. Celine Delgado. Celine Delgado es un patrón de rostros artificiales. Los rostros son construidos artificialmente y simulan ser caras humanas, para generar emociones deseando generar estímulos supernormales.
How many different people is this? A cat? Hello?
Alright, it seems bizarre, but they're onto something. At the beginning of the video, Floresita seems to assert the hypothesis that the face of a woman named Celine Delgado, quote, kinetically fits non-human, AI-generated faces using the constant tau. They go forth to explain the uncanny valley and how facial reconstructions cause uneasiness in those that encounter them. Following this, they superimpose various faces with the resulting images off to the right, and among these, Celine's face is shown mashed up with various others. They display a few examples that are, admittedly, eerie, and ultimately argue that the identity of this Celine Delgado is, as Joshua stated, artificial.
A minion? Hello?
Now, this is a lot to unpack, but considering that it's something that we haven't looked into prior, I found it worth considering. So, who is Celine Delgado, and how did she become wrapped up in this eerie shroud of urban legend? Throughout the 1990s, there was a TV segment run on Channel 5 in Mexico named Servicio de la Comunidad, or Channel 5 Community Service. As Joshua stated, it was a TV spot that ran between children's cartoons in hopes of spreading the word about various missing persons. The segments, contrary to what we're going to discuss later tonight, actually contain voiceovers giving various details and last locations of missing persons, and at first glance, these are mostly tame. When you really look into it though, the eerie nature of these TV spots stems from when you consider how Channel 5 handled the case of just one person, Celine Delgado. Over the years, her face would reportedly pop up in nearly every Servicio de la Comunidad segment, utilizing this exact same low-quality photo. There were times where they give a bit of background info about her, like the fact that she went missing on April 22nd and was just 18 years old.
Selene Delgado López, de 18 años, se extravió el 22 de abril en la delegación Álvaro Obregón.
But what cemented her case into the minds of thousands of people came nearly 30 years later.
Time for lunch, munch, munch. Time for a munch, crunch, crunch.
Dude, there's so many YouTube channels like this now. They just throw a bunch of disturbing footage together in compilations like this. Like, what
It
the
goes
hell is
without
this?
saying that the videos you're currently viewing are very obviously works of fiction. They were part of a stunt pulled by Channel 5 on their official Twitter page throughout 2019 and 2020. During this
What's wrong
time,
with Channel
they were known
5?
to upload obscure, eerie videos to their account, only to delete them just hours later. It was an antic that
That's just
ultimately
disgusting.
catalyzed their rise to the Twitter trending page on numerous occasions, and also drives home the point that this real-world TV channel is not above messing with you. In the midst of these posts, though, came one that involved a familiar name. This one. Posted after midnight on the 20th of February 2020, we can clearly make out the name Celine. Given that she was what many presumed to be an actual missing person that was constantly broadcasted on a kids channel over the span
I don't know
of
why
years,
it bothers me, but he says person.
it gave birth to a new sort of urban
Wonder where this
legend
guy's
that
from.
the Floresita Dreams channel was entertaining. The hypothesis that this person is potentially not real. The major argument stems from her missing photo. Many have stated online that it appears common, basic, and fake. This, combined with the lack of any online record that has ever been found about her, has led to a breeding ground of online hearsay, creepypastas,
Missing
and hoax
since the
videos to
60s.
command the conversation about her.
Fucking minion, dude. Hot, TBH.
Now, when I stumbled upon
Probably
this
never
video in my
existed, yeah.
research, I, among many others, had initially assumed that this footage was real. Keeping in mind the other hoaxes and pranks that Channel 5 has played on its viewers, combined with the unconventional nature of these broadcasts being played on a kids channel, I didn't doubt that they'd pull a prank like this to make her name stick with you. Ultimately, though,
Imagine being a
as
kid and
is the
seeing that,
case
though.
with
Dude,
many
you'd be
works of
scarred for
media
life.
Online, this too was a hoax. But that doesn't discount
No
the
shit.
weirdness of this story. The way that Channel 5 has and is handling her name makes it seem like she's nothing but a tall tale. And unfortunately, given the nature of the internet, many have run with this notion. Regarding the real case of Celine Delgado, unfortunately nothing has ever come of it. She has, as far as anyone knows, never been found, and her case has sat that way for decades. Personally, I think Celine Delgado, contrary to the rumors online, is indeed a real person. The argument presented about her having a fake face just doesn't seem plausible. Her image is low quality because it was the 90s. Her record likely did exist, but was never digitized.
I'd say older than the 90s.
uncanniness of this image would be exponentially higher if this actually were fake. And it just doesn't make sense for a channel to slip a random fake person in their broadcast that would most likely never have been noticed back then. To me, Celine Delgado was a real person. A real person with a story that likely never received any sort of closure. And a person that is now forever wrapped up in the realm of urban legend.
That was a cool one.
But, of course, that's just my conjecture.
Oh no. Dude, some of the scariest shit in the real world right here.
From the span of April 8th to April 9th, 2015, a devastating superstorm would wreak havoc on much of the central United States. 27 tornadoes ranging from EF0 to EF4 would touch down within the span of just 36 hours, resulting in immense devastation throughout Kansas, Missouri, Texas, Oklahoma, and Illinois. While most of them are rated as an EF1 or lower, by far the most destructive would impact a small rural town named Fairdale. Reaching wind speeds of up to 200 miles per hour, this 41-minute storm surge
Wait, can I show
would
this?
ultimately
Am I allowed to show this? I don't know if I can show natural disasters. Let me see. Well, I don't see anything about it, so whatever.
Become infamous as one of the worst natural disasters to impact the region in nearly 25 years.
Where is Fairdale?
On the evening of April 9th, an 85-year-old man named Clarence Schultz had just wrapped up dinner with his wife.
I've seen this. I've seen this. He stands out. He stands out the second floor of his house and just watches it slowly approach him, and it fucking just hits him like directly.
Cleaned up when she
Crazy.
suddenly called him back into
I've seen
the
this
kitchen.
video.
Look out the window, she claims. And when he does, Clarence would come face to face with a scene straight out of a nightmare. Immediately, he heads upstairs to grab supplies while she stays behind, and while up there, he pulls out his cell phone to take a quick video. What he was unaware of, though, was that while taking this footage, the tornado wasn't heading away, but rather straight towards them. Clarence Schultz didn't make it back to his wife, but thankfully, he did make it out of this alive. Geraldine, however, wasn't quite so lucky. In the moments following the video, the storm destroyed the Schultz home, and Clarence resultingly found himself caught in a pile of rubble. All of a sudden, it kind of got quiet, he recalls. I asked myself, are you dead? No, you can't hurt when you're dead. And I heard. Geraldine Schultz was one of 2 deaths and 11 injuries that were caused by the events from
Dude, that
April
is
9th.
so fucking insane.
The other, their neighbor and longtime friend named Jacqueline Cloza. Cloza reportedly had a massive fear of spiders, which her daughter claims is why she didn't seek refuge in her own basement. In total, over $19 million in damages were reported, and the aftermath footage embodies the devastation that was left behind. Thankfully, a storm of this magnitude hasn't struck the area since then, and after a grueling, years-long recovery effort, life in Fairdale is mostly back to normal today. For the residents of this small town, though, the scars from that night will remain everlasting. While the incident in Fairdale is just one of hundreds of natural disasters that have happened over the years, the resident stories and the media that accompany them paint a picture that is humbling. It takes you there, in a way, conveying the tragedy that nobody could have predicted.
No, not depressing.
Today, Fairdale stands strong. They are a community that banded together, and while a similar storm hasn't happened since then, they remain vigilant.
I was eating 10 ounces of lean chicken.
Ever happens
Feels like it lasts forever.
again.
I've been eating it for like 40 minutes now. You know, thing about being 30 is like, if you look at generally how much money you'll make in your life, your 30s are almost always your financial peak, you know? In your 20s, a lot of people spend a lot of time in school, they're doing internships, they're doing on the job training and all these things to kind of set their career straight, and then their 30s is where they really start doing the job and really coming into their own in terms of their career. Kind of the same with me. Like, I spent, being 19 to like 25 not really knowing what the fuck I wanted to do. No, really it was more like 24. Once I turned 24, I was like, I don't want to do retail anymore. I don't want to just have a job that gives me, pays my bills. I want to do something that aligns with my career. And I got lucky enough to be given a shot to do an IT help desk gig. So ever since then, I've just kind of been on that IT, that ladder path. But, I think 30 is not bad at all. You know what I mean? As long as you stay in touch with the things that make you feel youthful, you're fine. Look at Dave here. Dave plays Street Fighter and beats my fucking ass, and he's in his 30s. So most Street Fighter players that beat my fucking ass are in their 30s. So it's not like you can't keep, they've got fast reactions, everything. It's not like you lose that shit. As long as you keep it practiced, you're fine. Look at Daigo. Look at Sako. Sako's like 46 years old, and he's still fucking top of the charts in terms of like an overall fighting game player. Tony Hawk is in his 50s, and he can still skate really well. Rodney Mullen is in his 50s. He can still skate really well. I just saw that message. Spencer will be 29 this fall. Best ass beater, yes. By the way, Dave, I played Zeus's Claw the other day. Have you ever fought against Zeus? He plays so much like you, dude. You and Zeus have got like a really similar style. When I'm in the corner against Zeus, it feels just like you, where he keeps doing that cosmic heal bullshit. And it's like if I touch a button, I just lose half my life. Never played him. Dude, he's really fucking good. I would love to see a mirror between you guys. Your styles resemble each other a lot.
Saturday evening, 1989. Central and North America are recovering from a recent Category 5 hurricane. United States President-elect George H.W. Bush is preparing to swear in as the 41st president with just under a week to go. And on Channel 5 up in Chicago, Illinois, an NBC affiliated
Another
news
Illinois
station by the name of WMAQ is wrapping up its nightly programming. In relation to the other two, a news station broadcast keeping up the status quo doesn't seem all that notable or interesting. And to be honest with you, it isn't. Rather, it's what transpired afterwards that's piqued my interest. It's extremely subtle, but after being discovered relatively recently, the footage you're about to watch has opened the door to a mystery that's perplexed a small but growing corner of the internet.
You know what he wants? Oh, God. Dave. 2 years, though? Hey, congratulations, Mac, for real. 2 years is a landmark achievement for most relationships these days. These kids and their hookup culture, they don't know what's going on. Okay, nobody said foot job. You're the one that said foot job, Mac.
Have a look.
This is WMAQ TV.
Longest you've ever had? Well, hey, that's even more of a reason to celebrate. Pop the champagne bottles.
5, NBC Television in
Pop
Chicago.
the White Claws because they're keto friendly.
We now leave the air and wish you a pleasant good morning.
Is this going to be political? What? This was... Huh? Didn't they show this in the other one?
It's a rarity that something as simple as a missing notice can fill me with such uneasiness. And I think it's because this TV spot is so obscure. This image is incredibly low quality, and there's effectively nothing to
I think they
complement it.
edited that in.
No height, weight, or age. No information about where they were last seen. No family contacts. No investigative progress reports. No voiceover to fill you in. Absolutely nothing. This just exists as a late-night post-broadcast info screen shown at a time
I
when
think
most
this was
viewers
edited.
likely directed their attention elsewhere. All we're left with is the
Oh,
name
good Lord,
Joanna
Dave.
Lopez, a poorly lit photo of her face, and a now defunct phone number that's been found to lead to the youth division of the Chicago Police Department. Something about the way this was presented just seems off, and considering the current online discourse about it, I'm not alone in feeling this way.
It looks so edited, though. You know, people do this kind of shit all the time. And the way that it's so abrupt as well.
You're watching NBC.
Yeah, like this looks edited already.
That is very difficult.
Yeah, this isn't real. Dude, this is edited. No way. Yeah, she said she's not feeling well because someone told her she's almost 30, I think.
2 years later, in 1991, WMAQ would once again wrap up their nightly broadcast. In a strikingly similar and almost random fashion, Joanna's missing notice would be played once more.
Like, this is fake. Oh, actually feeling bad, like sick? Okay.
Considering the blink and you'll miss it nature of the notice this time, it too fell on deaf ears. There was, again, no supporting info about her, no updates that might have cropped up in the prior 2 years, still no age, height, weight, nothing. Just this obscure photo with the word missing plastered on top of it. Given how long it was since the last update, combined with the implied lack
Dude,
of
I
any
just can't get
progress-
enough sleep. I really can't. Like, it feels like I'm just forever chasing sleep. And then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays when I'm actually off work, I'll end up sleeping like 13, 14 hours. And then I've slept too much and I'm still tired.
in the search. It was beginning to seem that the
Oh,
chances of
fuck. I just
finding
realized I haven't taken my vitamin D in like 2 days as well. So that could be why.
Joanna were dwindling as the days went by. And to date, not a single other update had ever come of this. Joanna Lopez has presumably never been found.
It's exactly like the Celine Delgado one. Dude, this is a long video. But we're this far in, we might as well finish it. Okay, Dave. Got her.
In late 2020 and into 2021, Joanna's mysterious missing notice would finally be shared to Reddit. 2 posts are known to have spearheaded the conversation, one by a Luke Inspire and another by a Chris Polygon. While Luke Inspires came first, I wanted to focus on Chris's as this one prompted the most discussion. Simply titled, The Very Obscure Disappearance of Joanna Lopez.
Hey, he has a Go XLR. Did you hear that? Listen. Listen to his voice.
Simply titled, The Very Obscure Disappearance of Joanna Lopez.
The very obscure disappearance of Joanna Lopez. It's the same effect. He just has less of it on his voice. My man. He probably uses SM7B as well.
Their post in Unresolved Mysteries
His is about 10-20%, but mine is about 40. I can tell.
outlines most of what we've already touched on so far. They go forth to claim that they have looked through various missing persons resources, however have found absolutely no information about her.
You see the video yesterday about the hot tub streamers? You thought I was paying attention to the hot tub streamers, but all I give a shit about is people's mic setup. I'm so obsessed with audio.
Considering this is a subreddit devoted to discussing the unsolved, others quickly chimed in with theories on what they think might have happened. I think she was a runaway and was found pretty quick.
It's the effect
Maybe she
again.
ran away again in 1991 and they used the same picture.
1988 and 1991 are not that far apart, and if she was in foster care, I doubt they had up-to-date pictures of her. Such a strange case.
1989 and 1991 are not that far apart, and if she was in foster care, I doubt they had up-to-date pictures of her. Such a strange case. Wow, this one is strange.
My man.
I found the number listed here as the Youth Division of the Chicago Police Department. So, on the face of it, the number is in fact legit. I don't have the guts to call it, but it's there.
No, Faye, it was a video from a guy named Redal, a Russian YouTuber, I think. I believe he's Russian, of donating to hot tub streamers and just asking them to do funny stuff, like say lines from GTA San Andreas and other stuff like that.
Sounds like she escaped some kind of juvenile detention or probation. If it weren't for the reappearance of the photo 2 years later, I'd be inclined to believe that's exactly what happened. But then she was found and returned with her case never having a chance to escalate to federal involvement. The fact that it aired again in 1991, however, makes me think she was never found. And in the pre-internet days, her case simply slipped through the cracks. I hope I'm wrong. Throughout all of these, though, one comment stood out among the others. Posted by a proud evening star. They claim the following. Came across this post late last night and it creeped me out so much that I couldn't sleep for a while. It really is so sad to think that a person can slip through the cracks like that and seemingly vanish altogether. I've been scouring the
One wrong word and you're canceled, bro.
network for unidentified Jane Does.
Hey, speaking of that, Faye, since you're here, would you ever want to watch a movie with us? Because tomorrow night we're going to watch The Hitcher from 1986, which is a scary and very, very fucking good movie. Would you ever watch a movie with us in my Discord? Because we would love to have you.
In and around the Chicago area all morning.
You don't have to talk.
The only possible case I could find is from 1994. Here. I really hope we can find closure on this. My heart breaks for her. Interesting. Heading to that link presents us with a Jane Doe, 276 UFIL. She was found deceased in an alleyway, naked from the waist down. It goes without saying that our working evidence is tenuous. However, lining up this photo with that of Joanna Lopez, while considering the time and location in which she was found, postulating that this woman is Joanna isn't out of the realm of possibility. I've done some digging on various missing persons from around the time period and have also come up short with results. There are quite a few from around Illinois. However, their dates of discovery don't quite line up with the two missing broadcasts. It seems to me that Proud Evening Star has found the most plausible visual match out of nearly all the 1990s Jane Does from the area.
What time tomorrow? About 7:30 p.m. You guys want to watch The Hitcher? I'll show you a quick little trailer of it, if I can find one. I just don't want it to do too much spoiling. Okay. Here we go. An Uber horror story, this guy said. Dude, this movie is fucking great. They made a terrible remake with Sean Bean in it.
Hitchhiking. Do you believe me?
Okay, I don't want to show anymore. No spoilers. I don't want to show anymore, but it's one of my favorite movies of all time. 7 to 7:30 EST.
Yeah.
Let's finish this video and then we'll play.
Leaves us with much to be desired. At the end of the day, the case of Joanna Lopez is one that is undoubtedly haunting. Barring how obscure the photo itself is, the lack of information, the visuals that accompanied the broadcast, and the fact that there is virtually no discussion or record about her ever existing aside from this brief video archive online, This case is enveloped in absolute mystery. I implore you to join the discussion in finding this girl, and if you know or remember anything about her, myself and countless others are all ears about it. In the worst case scenario, we won't get anywhere and this mystery will remain. But the best case, reaching any sort of closure. That is what I'm aiming for.
Ramen Alien had a lot to say about that. What's up, Sky? Perfect timing, by the way. It actually kind of scared me when the name popped up. Oh, that was it? Oh, that was an awesome video, dude. Dude. First of all, why am I not subbed? Second of all, that gets a like. That was a fucking awesome video, dude.
Since the dawn of the internet, data sharing across various mediums has been commonplace in many households around the world. Allowing everybody to become interconnected within a vast sea of endless information was absolutely inconceivable just a few short decades ago, definitely becoming something that we take for granted today, whether we realize it or not. Within this vast sea of surface-level internet content, an underbelly exists that harbors some of the darkest videos, images, posts, stories, and real-life situations that people have documented online. These, for the most part, are largely hidden away from those that refrain from doing a little digging. But luckily for you, tonight we're going to explore 5 of them that I've recently come across. Welcome back to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet.
I love this guy's videos so much.
This is a series of various disturbing finds that I've stumbled upon online in the last few months. If you're new, this is part 8, so if you haven't yet, definitely go check out volumes 1 through 7 after this video. Number 1 on our list involves an upload by a user named Avalesser60. In July of 2011, they would post a video titled, "Dog Sees Ghost." At just 4 minutes long, the upload involves a woman that went to the kitchen late at night to grab a snack. On the way back to
I'm starting
room,
a little bit
she
earlier
noticed
than
her
I
dog
normally
standing
would,
at the end of
so.
the hallway, staring at something and absolutely refusing
We got
to
some
come to
youngins
her,
out here that are
no
still in
matter
school
what.
even.
At this point, she pulls her phone out to begin filming, realizing that something isn't right here.
Can you come over here now?
Yeah, that's so typical of you, dude. That is so typical. Look, it's grainy footage of a dog seeing a ghost. You can guarantee this is legit.
Come on. Can you come here?
Oh, here we go.
Come here, Smooch.
Here we go.
Come in. Come here, baby. Come on. Leave my dog alone. Come on. It's okay. Come on. Come on, Smooch. Come. Come.
Well, this is totally legit.
Come.
This just reminds me of browsing the internet in the late 90s, early 2000s, always thinking that ghost sightings were real and then seeing shit videos like this.
Like we just saw at the end, the dog never ends up following her command, ultimately retreating around the corner. The comments on this video are surprisingly sparse. Some were drawing parallels to their strange experience with their pets, while others were attempting to rationalize the situation.
Demon,
One commenter
immediately.
claimed that this wasn't the work.
Whoa, okay. Demons, highlights in the carpet are shaped by the entity. You have to freeze the video and look very closely. Oh yeah, did we actually watch these here? I think we might have watched the Mr. Nightmare videos, but yeah, he more than anybody. I wish I had a radio voice like that. You can cheat and use the mic to give you one, you know, but this guy has a really great voice for videos like this.
Of any sort of ghost at all, but rather, the dog was scared of the black box at the edge of the frame, or what it presumed to be a shadow in the kitchen. Now, in a way this makes sense, but they're hell-bent on staying on their side of the hallway at all costs. Dogs generally know their homes pretty well. What about this box or shadow would freak it out so much here? Also, we can notice that the dog stares up at the top right corner for most of the video.
And we don't even know what's off camera. We don't know what's off camera. Somebody could be off camera antagonizing it. We don't know that.
Like whatever it's scared of isn't exactly on or near the floor. Nonetheless, the video is strange, and at just over 1.5 thousand views in nearly 8 years, it definitely deserves some more insight. This dog saw something. What that something is, exactly, is unclear, and it might sit that way.
Forever.
For good.
Oh, I thought he was going to say forever. I was like, come on, don't do it. Forever.
This second entry comes from a YouTube video that gained major traction a couple years ago.
Those camera shots
Over
are
on the
so
channel
weird.
by the name of Jitu Kumar. A video was posted on October 1st of 2017, titled Bital Woman Viral Video. This centers around a mysterious lady from the Bital village and carries with it an insane amount of questions. The video in question is 7 minutes long, and here we can see a shot of a woman in a white robe sitting in a tree. Nothing really all that out of the ordinary.
Yes,
For the
it
next
is.
couple minutes, we can see her making her way up to the top.
Why is she
Still
so high up?
relatively normal. Perhaps she's doing some sort of show or just enjoys climbing trees. Really, to each their own. The video begins to get strange though when you begin to take a look around the cameraman. Many are filming, which begins to drive home the idea that something just isn't right here. Around the 4-minute mark, something incredibly bizarre happens. She finally makes her way to the top and just stands there, motionless. What's blowing my mind about this entire thing, first and foremost, is how she's managing to keep her balance all the way at the top of this large tree on such a small branch. It doesn't seem to bow, and it doesn't look like she has any support to keep her so still. So what's going on? Incredibly curious about the context here, I dug through the comments.
Oh wow, did you see that?
So
Look at
what's
this guy.
going on? Incredibly curious.
Definitely, she wanted to learn how to fly like a bird. Up and away, Yahoo, LOL. Okay, who let little Timmy, 12-year-old, on YouTube? He's on the
Here,
family
I dug
YouTube
through
account.
The comments, but this didn't lead very far. Some were simply writing this off as totally fake, while others,
I want to learn how to climb tree.
myself, were trying to get some backstory. What I was able to find though was a video by a channel called Viral V. They posted this footage as well and made the claim that this woman was doing this
Yeah,
because
either
she
12
was
or
possessed
50.
by a spirit. Now, I wasn't able to find any definitive proof of this claim, and it could very easily be written off as mere dramatization. Itching for something more definitive, I did some more digging on this woman in a tree phenomenon and found a few other videos of various people doing the exact same thing, all with crowds surrounding them, cheering them on, and filming. This leads me to the assumption that this has to be some sort of ritual. Unfortunately, information about said ritual is incredibly sparse online, so this is merely another theory. Nonetheless, the woman ended up making it back down safely. Whether this was the work of a demonic possession or a sort of rite of passage, this footage is bizarre, and to this day, remains cloaked in mystery.
Oh god, dude.
And his wife, Jennifer Alfonso, were going about their lives.
Well, okay, first of all, this hat. I don't know what happens to this guy, but this hat might have had some comeuppance.
After becoming recently remarried. Unbeknownst to most that knew them though, their marriage would soon begin to take an extremely grim turn. On August 8th, Derek would post a sudden Facebook status. From his cell phone at about 8 p.m. that night, he would go forth to say this. I'm going to prison or death sentence for killing my wife. Love
Oh.
you guys, miss you guys, take care Facebook, you'll see me in the news. My wife was punching me and I'm scared. I'm not going to stand anymore with the abuse, so I did what I did. I hope you understand me. Fittingly,
Jesus.
his Facebook friends were shocked. Was this some sort of joke? A hoax? Was he hacked? Not quite. As soon after this post went live, he'd contact his relatives, explain to them what happened, change clothes, and head over to the police station to turn himself in. During the initial investigation,
Well, at least he turned himself
authorities
in.
caught sight of security cameras that Medina had put up in their home. After confiscating that and going over the footage, we're able to see firsthand what actually played out that night.
Don't show it. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that's probably not ideal to be showing that.
And the results of the investigation, he was convicted of second-degree murder and ultimately was sentenced to life in prison.
Oh, what a...
Across the internet, you're able to find more surveillance videos of what actually went on behind closed doors in their home. These are hard to watch, but ultimately reveal that the domestic struggles that the two faced in their relationship were probably more common than we think.
Why was there surveillance footage inside their house? Who rigged it up with cameras? I gotta turn my fan off. I can hear it fucking buzzing in my headphones.
On February 21st, 2018, in a northwest Dallas suburb,
You're in charge while I'm
two house
gone.
fires would occur in a residential
Mr. Rats
neighborhood.
Bambino.
These were later determined to be linked to a natural gas pipeline that runs straight through the community. 2 days later, a third incident will play out just around the corner. On February 23rd, the Rogers family's lives would be forever changed when a natural gas explosion would occur within their home. Ominously, the moments leading up to this were actually documented by their 12-year-old daughter, Michelita.
Instantly choose wires.
According to the Rogers family, she was recording iPhone videos early that morning for fun, goofing off and sharing her...
Did I miss this? Is this not... Did this involve death?
Get ready for the NCA, National Cheerleaders Association, today. So I'm gonna start with here, turn on my lamp.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to turn on all of the lights, so I went ahead and connected my straightener, and I still have to connect the curling iron. And I already got halfway started doing the braid.
After this, she would proceed to make a time-lapse of the next few minutes as she got ready. The first few seconds of this seemed pretty ordinary, and there was absolutely no implication that anything had gone awry. Until one frame.
What's up, Meg?
When the camera goes dark.
What, we're gonna be playing Power Drill Massacre, Meg. You guys should be excited. I haven't played this in a while.
This gas explosion had led to the passing of Michelita and the injury of her parents and brother.
I fucked up.
Her mother has spoken out, claiming that it has...
I did once, but it was only like a 20-minute, you know, just messing around. Puppet Combo made it. It was just 20 minutes of messing around and getting really frustrated. It was during the Halloween marathon.
Hasn't gotten easier. Some days, I don't feel the damage in my body. Socialized around humans for his entire life, the Heralds maintained a growing trust in what they believed to be his
Oh,
extremely
God.
calm and well-trained demeanor.
Listen, if a chimp smiles at you like this, don't trust it. If a chimp smiles at you like this, don't accept any gifts that it tries to give you. Don't let it into your home. Oh yeah, the ludicrously loud sound. Yeah, it is fucking ridiculous.
On the night of February 16th, 2009, This notion would be thrown into a tailspin when a friend by the
Oh
name
yeah,
of
speaking of that,
At around the same time she'd arrived, Travis had gotten a hold of Sandra's car keys and left the house. Noticing that Charla was holding a Tickle Me Elmo, Travis's favorite toy, he brutally attacked her, latching his hands onto her face and pulling it apart, piece by piece. At this point, Sandra would grab a butcher knife and run out to begin stabbing him in an attempt
Oh my
to get him to
God.
stop.
I've heard about this,
ended
but
up being futile though, as it only made him angrier. Since this was the case, Sandra rushed back to grab the phone. She dialed 911 and in a desperate plea, manically described the situation as it was unfolding in front of her.
oh yeah, go for it. Before we listen to this undoubtedly disturbing 911 call, go ahead with your question. I'll ask her, but I don't think she would have a problem with it. She's just napping right now on the bed, but I'll ask her. Oh god, I'm dropping frames now. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, I'll ask her. I wouldn't worry about it too much, though. And it is, by the way, it is cute. But I appreciate you asking, and I'm sure she does too.
Oh, this is Sandy. 231 Rock Criminal Road.
What's the
Send
problem?
the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up.
With a gun.
Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
Guns. They gotta shoot him, please.
Jesus Christ.
Hurry. Please tell him to kill him, please.
They did, Sandra. They're shooting at him already, okay?
But he's not dead.
Why did you say that? What a weird thing for a dispatcher to say. They're shooting at him already.
Being brief.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, God.
When the police arrived, Travis, after engaging with the officers, was shot numerous times, which resulted in his death. As for Carla, her face was completely ripped off, and she was immediately rushed to the hospital, where she underwent over 7 hours of surgery on her face and hands.
Yeah, at least
According
to
to
his
medics,
credit,
she lost
at least to his credit, he really did dispatch police. He could have just been like, oh, okay, that's nice. You know, get off the pot, that's nice, or whatever else. But he actually did engage with her and sent the people out, so there's that.
her hands, nose, eyes, lips, mid-face bone structure, and maintained significant brain injuries. A few weeks later, it was announced that she'd be blind for life. Afterwards, she was offered the opportunity to undergo experimental transplant surgery due to the extreme nature of her injuries, and this seemed to be successful. Until later, when her body began to reject them, resulting in her undergoing even more corrective surgery. According to toxicology reports, shortly before this incident, Travis had been given a mixture of prescribed Xanax and tea in Sandra's attempt at treating his Lyme disease. This is widely believed to be the cause of his manic episode, as the drug causes paranoia and hallucinations in chimpanzees. In 2009, the Nash family would file a $50 million lawsuit against Sandra Harold.
$50 million.
A year later, though, at age 72, Harold would pass away due to a ruptured aortic aneurysm. Because of this, the Nash family ended up reaching a settlement with Harold's estate, which was valued at about $4 million. Charla Nash.
The family of the lady that got attacked sued the... Oh, she was giving him Xanax and tea for his Lyme disease. Which sounds like nothing near what you should be giving a chimpanzee for Lyme disease, but...
Is, to this day, still undergoing recovery efforts from the attack. What played out on the night of February 16th, 2009 is incredibly tragic and will undoubtedly remain in the back of her mind for the rest of her life.
She's still alive. Hey, what's up, Sky?
The
Welcome on
internet is a beautifully enigmatic place. All over it, we're able to find oddities buried within its darkest corners, and tonight, we've touched on 5 of them. Thank you so much for joining me in this 8th installment of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. If you know of any other bite-sized discoveries that you'd like to see on a future
Well, apparently her family ended up getting $4 million in a settlement, which, you know, money is just money. You'll never be able to give her back her fucking vision. She doesn't have a working nose or eyes. Like, her nose is completely just covered up. So all she can do is eat, drink, and just basically have caretakers do everything else for her. That's her whole life now. Like, that's just horrible. Plus, I don't know how old she is now either. I think she's like in her almost 60s. Charla Nash is... $62. Oh yeah, I guarantee she didn't get it. Because usually the way that'll happen is the court orders the family to pay it, and then they just don't. And outside of like collection agencies going after them, what can they really do? The FBI lady was FBI's lady's name. Yeah, Charla Nash was the name of the victim. Or Charla Nash, I don't know how it's... This is what she looks like now. Like, these eyes are fake. This nose is fake. It's pretty much all plastic surgery. Wants her day in court. But yeah, this is what she used to look like. Oh yeah, and her hands are gone too, by the way. So, yeah. Pretty much one of the most tragic things that could possibly happen. She was attacked by a chimpanzee. It was basically, so the monkey's name was Travis, and it was apparently in commercials and stuff, and it was used, or he was used mainly for, not it, I mean, it's a fucking animal. Was used for, like, commercials, and it was in TV shows, and just did little, like, promo stuff, you know? And the lady that owned him was giving him Xanax and tea to apparently treat Lyme disease that he had, and it caused him to have a manic episode and attack her friend and literally rip her face off, and also both of her hands. So she cannot, it ripped her eyes out, and like everything else, she can't see, has no working, you know, there's nothing inside of her nose that's working anymore. And I think most of her teeth got broken as well during that, so pretty fucked up. Sorry, the bit rate just got destroyed right there, I'm sure.
If you're like me, then you love spending a Good Friday night with a drink or snack in hand, binging some creepy websites, videos, and online posts that you might dig up.
Never have I heard someone besides Bridget that just understands me like he does. That was so true what he just said. I do love doing that.
We know damn well that these will creep
Doing it right now.
us out and or keep us up all night. There's something about it that's so incredibly captivating that we endlessly subject ourselves to this spooky torture. Welcome back to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet, your one-stop shop for bite-sized and unnerving finds that I've stumbled upon in the last few months. We're on episode 9 now, so if you're craving some more content after this, go check out the playlist on my channel.
So, since you would know a little bit more about it, what should they have been doing for the Lyme disease? Is that something where they need to have steady antibiotics, or like what should she have been doing? Because obviously giving it fucking Xanax was a horrible idea. It sounds like a horrible idea anyways. I do remember there was another article that was saying she was letting him drink alcohol with it. Like so she was giving him Xanax, having him drink red wine and shit. Oh, no problem, Rats. Hey, appreciate you hanging out, dude. Ryan from PA. That's what we call you around here. Also, people know you as the guy who gave me the one Lucifer Valentine movie that I own. You have quite the cult following, as it were. Doxycycline. That literally has nothing to do. Yeah, it just sounds like she was just giving him shit. Terrible things. Terrible things for my reputation here. Robert? No, it's Ryan. I could never see him as a Robert. This guy's a published author, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. And I'm not kidding.
Channel for the 8 other videos
self-published, but published nonetheless.
From this series to endure. It's time, on this October night, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
What's up, Dr. Red? Dude, I like your new name, the Doctor of Red. I like that. That we were able to get you to permanently change your name is cool. The doll, here we go.
There's a subreddit called r/ghosts that I've been subscribed to for a while now. Most of the content on there typically falls into the category of an orb picture, a video that shows dust flying past the camera,
Rambo,
or a testimonial
fucking Rambo Last Blood
that I've been subscribed to for a while now.
Oh, it's just a promoted post, but
most of the content is a camera or a testimonial of something out of the ordinary that might have happened to someone. Occasionally, however, things will pop up on there that legitimately freak me out, and such was the case here.
Mag, did the M at the front of your name used to be capitalized? For some reason, I feel like I remember that. Unless I'm having a Mandela effect.
Here. On June 30th, a user named Enigma's Light 209
oh, let's go, Joker.
made a post. Years ago, my sister had a Dora doll that she really loved that could move its head electronically. However, we never put batteries in it because at the time we couldn't afford a lot of stuff. My mom caught my sister singing and playing with the doll, not even noticing that the doll turns its head to look at her.
I'm gonna go grab some acetaminophen so you guys enjoy the video.
Seconds long.
I'll be right back.
In it, we can see the bizarre phenomenon that they'd experienced. Have a look.
Oh, you have a Rambo box set? You made this account when you were going through an all lowercase phase? I changed my name when I started streaming because it used to be The Stampede TMG, but I just wanted to simplify it. I love Stampede G. I'll never change it. Very attached.
According to the OP, this video was filmed by their mother. Apparently, she thought the singing was cute and whipped her phone out to record. It was only at the moment when the mom finally showed the dad that the weird movement was noticed. In this comment, they explain, "While I have no way to show credibility other than my word, I'll add a bit of info. My mom and sister were the only ones home at the time, and my mom thought my sister was really cute singing and stuff. When my dad came home, my mom showed him the video of her, and he was the one to notice its movement. He's actually the one who recorded the video I posted in this post. As for the doll, he threw it away that same night. Now, if there's one thing I've learned from running this channel, it's to always remain a skeptic. Enigma's light definitely seems genuine here, and while I'd love to believe that we've captured some sort of ghost activity on camera, unfortunately, without concrete proof that there weren't any batteries inside of it, it's hard to completely run with their story. Regardless, the video and testimony is one of the creepier ones that I've seen online, and if their story is legitimate, then, well, it looks as if they've caught some sort of paranormal entity on camera. Good thing OP threw that doll away. Entry number 2 comes from YouTube. Back in February of 2011, a user by the name of Boog731 would begin to make a series of videos outlining an extreme.
So what it was, Dr. Red, is this lady owned a chimpanzee that was part of commercials and TV shows and stuff like that, and she owned it as a pet. So he apparently had Lyme disease, and she was giving him Xanax, and I'm sure you've heard this story, like it's pretty well known, but she was giving him Xanax, letting him drink red wine, and giving him a few other things. Yeah, and he ended up, no, he didn't kill her. She survived, but it almost did.
Extremely odd stalking situation that they'd become wrapped up in. According to a February 12th upload, Boog claims that for several months, a guy has made it a point to sit next to him on the train, follow him from there to his car,
yeah,
and
really
strike
messed
up
her up, and her hands
that
too.
led absolutely nowhere. After threatening legal action, he still unapologetically persisted. Apparently,
fucking pounding
this
you
all
guys.
stemmed from one simple conversation that this man, named Gerard, attempted to start with him months prior. This simple convo would result in him opening up a can of worms that would become his worst nightmare. On his channel, we see 4 videos in different situations, all surrounding Gerard following him on different days.
Another thing, another quote-unquote Hollywood conspiracy is that males that are trying to come up in the industry, especially if you're a comedian, part of your humiliation ritual is you always have to dress up as a woman. And if you notice, pretty much every major comedian has done a bit where they dress up as a woman. The only guy who refused to do that was Dave Chappelle. And that was shortly before he like randomly disappeared and flew to Africa. Because he was just like, man, I don't want to fucking do that. He's like, I just want to tell jokes. He's like, I don't want to fucking dress up as a woman. Why do I have to do this? And apparently he said it caused like a rift between his management, and it's like, Jesus, why can't you just respect the guy's wishes that he doesn't want to dress up as a woman? But yeah, it's apparently like, if you want to be a part of the Brotherhood, you got to do this. It's one of those things. And when I say Brotherhood, I mean Hollywood elites, by the way. I'm not saying anything like that. I mean Hollywood elites. It says, I travel through the walkway adjacent to the car and exit through the doors to the train platform. Oh, you saw that part, but... Without looking, I aim my camera over my shoulder where I came from. And who should be already outside following me? Wait, is this a guy? I can't tell. I enter the next section of train cars and find a seat. On a 1999 Samsung. Recorded on a Nokia N88 or whatever.
And I have the train cars.
And what do we see? Yeah, we can, Ryrock. We will in just a little bit.
Eventually, Boog becomes fed up and decides to confront him directly about his incessant stalking. In the last video he took, on February 18th, he decides to make a scene in order to get the point across that he wants to be left alone.
Oh shit.
Here, the video opens up with Gerard following Boog off the train before Boog finally turns around and tells him to get back on and to stop following him.
Gerard, stay on the fucking train. Stop following me.
Oh my
Sit
god.
down and stop following me.
Why is he following him? Explain yourself.
Sit down and stop following me. We're going. Sit down. We're going. Sit down. Can you get him to stop following me, please?
Okay, somebody needs to get off the train and somebody sit down. Why are you following him?
I don't know.
Oh my god, he still won't. Dude, I would have exploded on this guy already.
And here he is. Still following me.
Dude, I would have exploded on that guy.
As we could see, even the efforts by the woman that helped him board a different train car were futile, as the second that Book sat down and looked to the left, Gerard was staring directly at him. Unfortunately, after this point in time, the uploads regarding this seemed to stop entirely. While this is so, Book did end up giving us an update after all, albeit in the form of a description update. Here, he claims this. Thank you all for the concerned and constructive comments and feedback on these stalker videos. These were recorded in 2011, and since then, this guy has disappeared. After bringing the police in on the matter, I think he got the hint and I was left alone. There are numerous other events that weirded me out, which aren't detailed in the videos, but I was lucky and was unscathed in all of my interactions.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, luckily Book was okay. Regardless though, acquiring a stalker is never a fun situation to deal with. Boog had no idea who this guy was or what he was capable of, and if he was this persistent in following him on camera, I can only imagine where else he'd possibly followed him when they were turned off.
Yeah, for real. Dude, some people are so good at that you wouldn't even know that they're stalking you. Oh, I know this. This is a tornado. Is it not?
On Sunday, February 10th of 2019,
No, it's not.
an extremely terrifying incident would unfold at a gas station in Hall County, Georgia. Early that morning, a couple pulled into the parking lot of a Quick Trip gas station and parked near the front door. Soon after, a man approached their vehicle before an altercation broke out, resulting in the death of the passenger inside.
Okay.
Eerily, when this was unfolding, bystanders were in their car recording the entire thing on Snapchat. The video that you're about to watch is about 30 seconds long and is absolutely chilling.
Okay, I'll preview it. Yeah, this would not fly. But basically he just started beating on the door and then he opened the door and shot the person in the passenger seat.
Elliot Bloxham, the alleged ex-boyfriend of the driver of the vehicle, was charged with the felony murder of a man by the name of Chester Morrison. Bloxham fired the first round into Morrison's head, then 6 shots thereafter into his torso. Apparently, Bloxham chased the vehicle from Buford to Gainesville, which is about a 30-minute trip, attempting to run them off the road the entire time before this situation eventually unfolded. While it was taking place, people inside the gas station ran into the back cooler in hopes of hiding from the gunmen. Luckily, no one else was harmed in the incident, and while a motive is still unclear, it's believed to be related to a relationship that she was in with both men at the same time, though take that with a huge grain of salt. Footage like this especially unnerves me since it puts us directly in the shoes of the people that were actually there. No dramatized story, no fictional details, but a real-world look into something that can truly happen anywhere you least expect it.
Man, working at a gas station overnight would be so scary. As I learned from that convenience store game. Alright, we'll finish this video and then we'll play Ryrog if that sounds good. For a few hours at least. Oh no. This is already unnerving.
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you. I'm so glad you can make it.
here today. My name is Kaylin, founder of Scrapbooking for Everyone. I like to create scrapbooks.
Okay. That was disturbing, but... You know about this one?
In June of 2019, a man named Philip Schwab and a woman named Kaylin Blue, both from the video, were going about their engagement as usual. The two lived with Schwab's mother in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and seemed to be doing pretty well. Or so most people thought. Eerily, on the night of Saturday, June 22nd, everything would go horribly awry while Schwab's mother was away. Philip seemed to snap, or so it seemed. On his Facebook, beginning at around noon, he'd make 3 posts. What would I be doing with a shovel, bitch? How to get away with murder, twice. If stabbing people is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Oh.
And the next night, his posts would become even stranger. 9:01. Outside are the dogs. 9:45.
299 comments.
You know it's coming. I'd love to stay and chat, but you are a bitch. Silent but deadly. Still smells better than you, bitch. She deserved quicker. Should have known. God backwards. Spend all day kissing ass. You know they eat dog in China. See, Don? 2 sides to every coin. Enjoying the show, Cheech? Need warm-up music. Yeah, you're next.
I want to read some of these comments.
Now, some might assume that he was either shitposting or being edgy, but he wasn't. After June 23rd, Kaylin seemed to disappear. She worked at Walgreens, and after missing a few shifts that week, her coworkers alerted her family members, who requested that police do a welfare check.
Oh,
and so
no.
they did. Upon arriving to their household, Schwab promptly let them in, but they quickly realized that something was wrong. Officers claimed to discover some blood scattered around the household, and soon after, Schwab admitted that he, quote, might have hurt Kaylin. After asking for details, he escorted them to the backyard to show the spot where he buried her. Immediately after this, he was arrested, the street was closed off, and the investigation was started.
That the defendant, Philip Michael Schwab, on or about the 23rd day of June, 2019, in the county of Bonneville, state of Idaho, did
Oh, he looks normal, certainly.
deliberately, with malice, aforethought, and premeditation, kill Kaylin Marie Blue, a human being, by stabbing her, thereby causing her death. The possible penalties are the death penalty, life imprisonment with a minimum of 10 years, $5,000 compensatory fine, and $50,000 fine along with restitution. So are you aware of that charge against you and those possible penalties?
Yes.
Right. Now, you did not fill out...
Yeah, this guy's not all there.
According to his
Something's not right.
confession, Kaylin apparently moves around in her sleep pretty heavily, and that night, when she routinely woke him up doing this, he proceeded to stab her in the neck. When it woke her up, she desperately attempted to flee to the bathroom. However, he stabbed her over and over during her attempts to get away, until she was dead. Afterwards, he dragged the body to the backyard, buried her, and went forth to kill their 2 dogs before dumping them into their trash cans. You might
Jesus.
notice that all of this lines up with his cryptic Facebook posts almost perfectly. Police claim that Blue's face was still visible from beneath the dirt when they found her.
Oh my
and that this
God.
seemed to be a premeditated event, as Schwab also claimed that he placed the knife in his nightstand just a few days prior. The
They were
video that
together?
you saw earlier was one that the two filmed for her YouTube channel in 2016, and it's completely bizarre to watch, knowing that just 3 years later, this would play out. Kaylin confided in Philip, and almost overnight, he went from being an ordinary fiancé to a sickening murderer that would likely spend the rest of his life behind bars.
Jesus Christ, man. This guy's not all here. Just listening to the way he answered that question.
There's a channel on YouTube by the name of Kate Yup.
I know about this.
Something
I know about this, dude. This is sickening to watch. This is like bulimic eating. And it really is disturbing, some of the stuff you hear in the background.
Odd about Miss Yup is the fact that you can't contact her at all. Look for links in the description? Good luck. Email in the About section? Non-existent. But that isn't even the weirdest part. Allow me to establish some pretext. Kate Yup is an up-and-coming mukbang channel that's been making videos since March of 2018.
Blindfolded,
Her typical
jeez.
style involves her wearing a mask to conceal her face while consuming ungodly amounts of food in one sitting. Now, it's pretty normal stuff in the world of mukbang, but it
Makes me
gets
sick to
deeper.
watch.
At one point, Kate made videos weekly. Now, it's monthly, if that. Her audience began picking up on her slowing upload schedule, but really didn't think much of it because it's really not that out of the ordinary. So why are we talking about her? Well, there's one video on her channel that successfully sparked a wildfire of theories, pondering if she's being held captive. In this upload, her audience began to notice things. Signs that something was awry.
Yeah, this gets to me too, Sky. I'm sorry, by the way. King crab legs, octopus, salmon, shrimp, sea bream, sea bass, scallop, squid, tuna, and lobster. With blove sauce, whatever that is. Oh, the sound, God.
See it? Her arm is bruised, her lip is busted. At one point in the video, she capitalizes the letters SOS in a caption. And the most damning evidence? Morse code. Specifically spelling out the words, "Help me." Though I'm extremely skeptical on that last one. Her audience went into a frenzy, and all over the world, commenters chimed in asking if she was okay. Interestingly though, Kate would address these comments in an extremely bizarre fashion. Not a simple, "guys, I'm fine," not a quick update video, but rather a copy and paste of a comment made about her from Reddit. It's not Morse code. That isn't even how Morse code works. It's a series of short and long pulses. Even thinking outside the box by assuming she's using one finger for long pulses and the other for short
talking
pulses,
in third person.
she taps 3 fingers on the ball. It's just random tapping, and there's no correlation between her tapping and the Morse code. I couldn't identify a single letter. Every other claim, aside from the bruises, is just silly. Why would a captor let her edit the videos? That doesn't even make sense. And if Joe YouTuber could spot the SOS, so would they. And if she knew enough to use SOS as a call for help, why on earth wouldn't she have tapped that on the bowl?
Okay.
It's the only Morse code I have memorized. Also, the bowl moves, so what? Because her hand is resting on it. It moves perfectly with the rest of her body. Finally, her lip does not look busted. It's either a cold sore, which could explain it showing up more than once, or a bad blemish. And everyone lost it. Holy shit, what the fuck? Are you okay? It's the murderer writing. Don't be fooled, everyone. So prove it with another video.
Yeah, for real.
And then she went dark. From June 21st onward, absolutely nothing more was posted again. At least until August 15th, but we'll get more into that in a second. Anyway, meanwhile, Reddit ran with this, genuinely concerned that something was wrong and that she needed help. Thread after thread was made, discussing various theories with this, but without any way to contact Kate at all, outside of her comment section. Putting these theories to rest was futile. A lot of people were speculating that she could be held captive, forced to make these videos for a third party that's monitoring her as she records. They supported this by showing that in one of the videos, the bowl moves without her touching it, implying that, coupled with the capitalized SOS, her busted lip, and the bruised arm, this is all against her will. But was she? Or was everyone overthinking this? August 15th. I'm alive.
You can see to my smile. Everything is okay for me.
You notice anything odd about the bolded letters in the captions? Keep that in mind. We'll come back to that in a second. Anyway, here she addresses the audience and claims that she's okay. Definitely nothing to see here, right? She is smiling after all. She then goes forth here to explain to the audience that she absolutely loves the food she's eating. Octopus tentacles, love that. Brown shrimps, so much flavor, salty and crunchy, so good. Salmon, raw of course, my first love, the butter of the oceans. But then you notice that she didn't capitalize the beginning of these. I wonder why.
Dude, how could you even eat that much seafood in one sitting? Isn't it really bad for you? Doesn't some seafood have like mercury in it and shit?
002 H 007 E 752
The sub base that this guy puts in?
L 1126 P. Interesting. After scrubbing through, none of the other captions contain any other capital letters, so this undoubtedly was intentional. Because of this, interest in her channel was fueled once more on Reddit and in her comments. People have postulated that she could, much like most had assumed with Marina Joyce, be forced into doing this by a captor, and motives have ranged from financial gain
me too,
to
Sky.
her potentially being trafficked. All in all, it's hard to discount the stark evidence pointing to the possibility of something deeper going on here. Kate Yup is a bizarrely confined channel, locked solely into the realm of YouTube, giving us absolutely no method of contacting her outside the platform. While in her latest upload, the help acrostic is the most obvious, it could simply be her playing into this newfound mystery for clicks. If she isn't, however, then we're firsthand witnessing someone that's in trouble, desperately reaching out in any way she's able in order to gain a sliver of help.
Wonder what's up with the YouTube channel now. $1.29 million subscribers. There's only been 2 videos uploaded since here. I dip seafood in my soda, 8 kinds of seafoods. Cooking brain in waffle iron and eat it. Why do people make that sound? This is disgusting, dude. Like, why can't you just put everybody's concerns to rest, dude? You could just put everybody's concerns to rest and just, you know, like clear everything up. How could you even eat this much sauce? There's a polemic about myself. Raw salmon, it looks like again. Oh God. You know, this is so... It said, in fact, there are those who are torturing me every day, all those who continue to spread the rumor. Like, that's exactly something that the captor would say. If that were the case, you know? I just don't get it, dude. She has something on her wrist. Oh yeah, you're right. It's like an armband or something. On this wrist and nothing on this one. There's a polemic. What does that even mean? What the fuck is a polemic? That must be a mistype. A strong verbal or written attack on someone or something. Who uses this word? Oh god. This following content has been identified by the YouTube community. I have ruined you? I'm sorry. I knew about that. I remember watching stuff about that story when it first happened. Scared the fuck out of me. Oh yeah, you came in after. I'm sorry, Dr. Ed. But yeah, it was the chimp that attacked that lady and actually ripped her face off. How many dislikes though? I wish I knew. You know there's an extension to bring back the dislikes. I'm actually gonna download that right now. I'm downloading it right now. Return YouTube dislikes, thank God. Oh, it already worked. Cool. It's just called return YouTube dislike. Sponsor block? YouTube will eventually ruin it, but we can for at least a while. Oh yeah, they'll eventually end up blocking all these browser extensions. For sure. Oh, that's cool, Salt. But I'll leave that for now. But definitely like to be able to see the dislikes. Just tells me at a glance whether or not the video I'm about to spend time watching is worth it, you know?
Beauty that exists in works of media that can
hot milk meme.
both scare and engage you. The many nights that I've spent awake, lights off, blanket on, soaking up content from the darker side of the world that we all live in has blessed me with both memories and scars that will live with me for a lifetime. I love to be scared, and given the fact that you're here tonight, it's safe to assume that you do too.
I like a man that speaks my language. You know, this motherfucker, I like a man that speaks my language. Twice he's done it tonight. And you know what? I'm here for it.
Heard our dad calling his name from
English?
downstairs, only to find out he was
That's the only sound effect applicable to what you just said.
only one home. One recurring thing we've heard tons of times over the years is the sound of someone digging around in this big plastic tub of Lego pieces.
Is he Canadian?
We all collected and built Bionicles all the time in our playroom upstairs.
Bionicles, dude! You guys remember? You guys remember the Bionicle movie trailer that had "Move Along" by All American Rejects? It played on Nickelodeon like all fucking day in like 2007. Oh no, dude! I understand. You don't have to give me another content warning, you fuck.
My brother says he clearly heard our dad calling his name from downstairs, only to find out he was the only one home. One recurring thing we've heard tons of times over the years is the sound of
how he
someone
says
digging around in
pieces.
this big plastic tub of Lego pieces. When we were kids, we all collected and built Bionicles all the time in our playroom upstairs. The sound of shifting the pieces around to look for a part makes a very loud and distinct noise that everyone in our house became familiar with.
Yeah.
But it was common
It's almost
for
like
us to hear
Chills.
it when we were certain.
Yeah, you ever heard my Chills impression, Salt? I'll do it. I'll do it with his most iconic little thing.
That no one was up there. When we got older, we stored our vast collection of Bionicles and tub of loose parts in a long closet.
Yeah, just don't walk
and we
around
continued to
barefoot.
hear the noise
It's that
coming
easy.
from there every now
Always
and
wear
then.
socks.
We've always been confused and weirded out by the sound, but we never bothered to record the noises just because everyone in our house has heard it firsthand, and a recording of the sound of Legos in the next room didn't seem like it would interest anyone else. We told a friend about this, who thought it was crazy.
You never wear
and
socks? Are
insisted
you
that we
Australian
record it
though?
next time.
If you're
Not long
Australian,
after
that makes sense because
both
it's
of my
hot as fuck
brothers
down
were
there.
watching TV and heard the sound down the hall. They immediately started recording, and we got pretty decent audio of the noise.
Canadian?
I want to
Oh.
reiterate that we've never felt unsafe in our home. We're not bothered by the things we've experienced, but they're a little strange. Let me know what you think. The video attached is about 1.5 minutes long and shows the 3 guys pausing their baseball game.
You go outside
because they
barefoot if
just
I'm
heard
not
something
staying
out of the
outside,
ordinary.
get shit from the car, etc. Dude, I can't. I will not. I don't care if my car is parked 2 picometers from my doorstep. I don't walk outside unless I have shoes on. It's weird. I don't know. It's a thing that I have. And when I'm inside, if I'm not laying down in my bed to go to sleep, I have socks on 24/7. Just how I am. I don't know why. No, I don't wear shoes in my house, but I always have socks on. The thought of people leaving syringes around, I'll never go barefooted. I've noticed it's mainly, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a men and women thing, you know? Because most guys that I know are the same as me. Like, they don't tend to walk around barefoot, but most girls that I know, Bridget included, will walk around barefoot all the fucking time. I don't know if it's a guy and girl thing that girls just don't care about it or what, but most guys I know are exactly like me. Socks in the house, shoes when you leave, no flip-flops, sandals, any of that bullshit, you know? Some guys wear flip-flops and sandals, but most guys I know don't. Maybe guys are more self-conscious about feet. First of all, that Xbox One was dusty as fuck. Look at that. What the hell did you guys do to this Xbox? This is like Mag's PS3. Spencer's like me, the clownery. Well, it's not clownery, dude. I'm sorry, Mag. I know you cleaned it. She said listen. Open it, bitch. Oh yeah, your PS3 was dustier. You hold the title, that's true. Who closes every door in their house? Yeah, for real.
There's literally nothing in here. And look how heavy this is. Yeah. There's nothing up here.
Well, that was a useless clip. Oh, please. Hadn't touched it in years, dude. Yeah, that is a lot of Legos. These dudes were fucking building like crazy.
As we can see in that footage, the upper torso of that large action figure moved, just like that door doll in the previous Disturbing Things episode. People have gone forth to claim that it could either be a battery-powered figure or that a mouse might have bumped it, but Bleach Pong denied these both, accompanying their explanation with a full photo of how it was built. Furthermore, they claim that if it were a mouse, then, if anything, they'd
Chihuahua
move
with
a
the
few
stick on
pieces
its head.
around and not its entire torso. Seeing as the figure is considerably taller than an already tall cereal box,
Honey
it would
bunches
take
of
a
fucking
substantial
oaths.
amount of force to rotate
That's a
it,
sick-ass
especially
figure,
given
though,
the
damn.
fact that there isn't exactly a hinge anywhere near its stomach.
That's so cool.
The only explanation I can really entertain here would be a hoax. However, that would take an extremely small and well-hidden person to sit back there, completely invisible by the camera. Also, the subtlety of the shots, which happens in just a mere split second, lends credence to the fact that the video
Yeah,
that they
string.
caught was what they presumed to be real, without any sort of foul play.
Foul play? Bro, it's a fucking figure moving. What are you
Since
talking
this
about, foul
incident,
play?
Bleach Pong has vanished. Gone. No updates, which leaves the mystery surrounding this footage stuck in limbo. I truly
Foul
hope
play?
that sometime in the near future, they make a return with pictures,
Oh, God.
footage, or anything, so we can dig into this mystery a bit deeper. For all we know,
It could be something mundane or innocent.
Yeah, these
but
guys
given
get all the
aforementioned
bitches.
circumstances, it's hard to discount the possibility.
Yeah, r/paranormal. They literally faked this, dude.
Bleach Pong just might have witnessed a haunting.
515,000 paranormal enthusiasts. You know they fucking... never mind. Yeah, for real, dude. They do get all the bitches. Man, look how fucked up my nail polish is getting back. You're gonna hate this. Definitely gotta redo it here soon. Ooh, love those rain sounds.
Up next involves a man by the name of Tim Birmingham. For the past few years now, he's been vlogging his life on his self-titled YouTube channel. And if
Making
you watch any
keto
of his
biscuits and
content,
gravy. Mag, you gotta check this out.
Notice pretty quickly that Tim is an extremely likable guy. He's a big foodie, he loves the Detroit Lions, and ultimately seems to carry a pretty easygoing life.
No top coat, I'm sorry. I fucked up.
Unfortunately, in the midst of his uploads, there's one that starkly stands out as one of the most unintentionally unsettling ones on his channel.
I know this, I remember this.
In an upload titled, "She's Still Sleeping," we're able to observe one of his daily vlogs. Before I explain the backstory, have a look at it.
That's like Bridget. She has to have two fan, or she has to have a fan blasting for her to be able to sleep.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey, it's me, Timothy. She's still sleeping. And she's still sleeping at about past 12 o'clock in the afternoon, everyone. That is a rarity for Penny to do, is sleeping. But yeah, she's sleeping away. Wow, can't believe it. Can't believe it. Amazing, she's just sleeping in. Not used to seeing her sleep in. Usually she's up and being on her computer or doing something, but she must be tired.
Yeah, I woke up at 3.
In the video, Tim cheerfully explains that his wife is sleeping in abnormally late, and that she's usually up by this point playing on the computer. It's past noon now, and while it's not out of the ordinary for people to sleep past this, little does he know during filming that she isn't sleeping. Penny Bice, Tim's significant other, passed away that night in her sleep due to unknown circumstances. In a follow-up video to this one, he explains that she was up the night before, playing on the computer, and went to bed as usual. The two apparently fight over the blanket pretty often, and he recalls her doing that night, all with no real indication that anything was vitally wrong. Also in this, Tim addresses some of the comments that people left, heavily criticizing him for keeping the video up. He claimed that he wanted to leave it be so he could have something to remember her by, and seeing as this was over 2 years ago now, it seems that he held true to his word. Tim seems to be doing okay for himself now, back at it with his vlogs, food reviews, and sports recaps. Occasionally, he'll upload tribute videos about his beloved Penny, and these are usually met with overwhelming support.
Yeah, that fucking sucks, man.
She's Still Sleeping, to me, is insanely jarring. What appears to be a normal, everyday vlog about his loved one sleeping was, in actuality, not at all what it seemed.
Man, I don't know if I'm crashing from caffeine or what, but that actually really bothered me. And I knew about that one from before as well. What's up, sick boy?
We all love a good night outs.
Not me.
Especially in college.
Actually, I don't know if you guys are like this. I legit fucking hate being in big groups of people like this.
In September of 2019,
When I worked in retail, I had to do a few Black Friday sales, and I could tolerate that, but that was my limit. Like I would never want to do that again. Yeah, this is YouTube.
at the University of Ohio.
You've never been in a big group of people like that?
Students were throwing a pretty large Project X style house party. Everything seemed to be going just fine until one man decided that he'd raise his glass for a toast in one of the most extreme ways possible.
Well, I stopped going to metal shows because I used to just fucking get hurt so many times. Like, people, it became a cool thing to do that they would open up their Snapchat and then they would crowd surf to the front while the camera was on them, and they would just throw elbows. Like, they would just fucking throw elbows and knees and everything else. And the last concert I went to, I actually ended up with a huge bruise on my head right here, like toward the front of the shunt on the side of my skull. That shit was sore for like a fucking month. A $5 Snoop Dogg concert? Let's go. A free Bare Naked Ladies concert? It's been... I'm sorry, I'll not even attempt to sing that right now. Yeah, big friend groups, I don't like it. The most I'll do is like I've gone on double dates with Tusk and his partner a few times. I enjoy doing double dates, that's fun. And what we always do is I'll sit next to his significant other and he'll sit next to mine, so we kind of open up, you know, really just breaks up the kind of breaks the ice right off the bat, and everybody can start to get to talking and things. But I don't like to be in a big friend group of I don't like to be in a big friend group of like 6, 7, 8 people and go to like a bar or a club or whatever. I just fucking hate it. I especially hate sports bars.
Tyler Uhr,
Because there's always a bunch of drunk ass jock type dudes.
Someone who the university claims is
throwing
not
beer
a
at the
student
TV
there,
because their
decided
team.
to climb
I
a
don't know.
utility pole of all things to perform the stunts. As you'd might expect,
That's awesome,
this didn't turn
Salt.
out well for him. But even worse,
You just hear, drop it like it's hot. Or if you did gin and juice, that'd be fucking awesome.
this was all captured by multiple people on Snapchat. The following footage is what they witnessed.
Gin and Juice, yeah, dude, that's one of his best songs ever. Doggy Style is one of his best albums, and it was his first solo. Smoking and sipping on gin and juice, laid back, with my mind on my money, and my money on my mind. Oh no. Oh Jesus. That's
At the time, though, many, including them, didn't believe the fact that he survived.
Oh, he
So they
survived,
put out
okay.
The following message. Please stop messaging us the video of the guy getting electrocuted on Palmer tonight. We're not posting it. In the first response to this, though, we're able to see the gruesome aftermath of what happened. A Twitter user named Zushin tweeted the following. Well, here's the aftermath. He's okay. With this video.
Okay, I just wanted to spot
Tyler later claimed
spot
on
check it.
Twitter, I broke 3 bones in my left leg, and 1 broke through my skin. I have a slight fracture in my right hand, and 4 minor breaks in my back. I also got a lot of burns from this, and will be out of work for at least 8 weeks or more, so anything helps.
Yeah, thank
God
you for
bless.
blurring that, Nexpo.
This was accompanied by a GoFundMe to assist with his medical bills.
Ohio,
But
I think?
Unfortunately for him, this was met with a negative response. All in all, he seems to be recovering. What many thought was going to be a simple night out at a house party, in reality, events repelling others.
That's where I'm from. Ohio. That is a state in the United States of America. In case you didn't know that.
I've wanted to talk about this from the day I've started this series. To cap off this episode, I wanted to discuss what I personally believe to be, by far, one of the most disturbing pieces of media that presently exists on the internet.
Yep, Nexpo. Is this Great White?
The night of February 20th, 2003, a band by the name of Great Whites
I knew
was
it.
headlining a show at a West Warwick, Rhode Island venue by the name of the station. The footage you're watching was captured by a journalist named Brian Butler from the town's local news station, WPRI. In attendance to shoot a video about nightclub safety, he began documenting the band's opening song, Desert Moon. Everyone seemed to be having a great time, with nothing seemed to have gone awry. But little did they know that this performance would rapidly devolve into the 10th deadliest nightclub fire in world history.
Okay, definitely can't show that. I'll link you guys the video, and trust me, it gets again to Mag for the Stream Dump channel. If you want to, Salt, I don't know if you have yet, but if you want and don't mind, there's actually a Stream Dump YouTube channel now that Mag has very graciously dedicated a lot of time to working on. So check that out, dude. There's a lot of streams back there. Some of them don't even exist on Twitch anymore, so it goes back into like the Christmas marathon that we did back in December. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I will talk to you guys later, and you guys have a great rest of the night.